what up, what up? It's your homeboy B Watt, and you are now tuned into another episode of Cancel B Watt. Visit www.cancelbwatt for more exclusive content, and thank you for tapping in with your boy. In this episode, I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on why black women seem to be overwhelmingly showing support for Kamala Harris, and why it appears that many black men are not. Maybe some are, but many are not. Obviously, the United States of America has never had a woman president. So I understand how this can be inspirational for a lot of people and women. The closest we've come to having a woman president so far was when Hillary Clinton defeated Donald Trump in the 2016 election. Hillary Clinton actually had more popular votes than Donald Trump, so she won the election. You know, the people voted for her. But of course, Donald Trump was still able to become president because he was able to secure a sufficient number of electoral college votes. And it was a slim margin too. I think he had like 300 something and she had like 240 something. So he was able to become president of the United States anyway, despite the people of America not technically electing him. A lot of Americans don't realize that the public does not vote for the president or vice president of the United States. All right, and now that creepy Joe Biden has finally kicked the bucket and dropped out of the upcoming election, this has made room for Asian American woman Kamala Harris to make her bid at the Democratic presidential nomination. Vice President Harris has been criticized for putting a bunch of black people, black men specifically, in prison for, I guess it was marijuana during her time as Attorney General in California. She's also accused of holding these men past their release dates to use them for free country labor resource or something like that. They're accusing this woman of using non-violent offenders as free slave labor. That's crazy. She apparently was slow to release these inmates after they were supposed to be released, and she was accused of not releasing these men because it would hurt her labor force. They were using these people to fight wildfires in California or something like that. Many would say that this number is kind of skewed because only 45 of these men actually wind up serving real prison time. I think that makes her a piss poor prosecutor. But she was also part of the Biden administration, and they pardoned all federal convictions for simple marijuana possession. So, you know. But let's keep it real. Many black women are going to support Vice President Harris because she is a black woman, quote unquote, which is confusing because she's not a black woman. Once again, VP Harris is an Asian American woman. Neither one of her parents are of African descent. She's also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, so I guess that's how she gets her black pass from when she attended Howard University. But let the record show that she will run as a black woman, portray the image of a black woman, and if she wins, she will announce that she's the first Asian American president, just like she did during her bid for the vice presidency alongside creepy Joe Biden. Last week, apparently 53,000 black men hopped on a virtual call. It was called Win with Black Men. And during this 4-hour call, the group raised more than $1.3 million for the Harris campaign. This came, right, after the Win with Black Women call, which took place the night before. And on that call, there were over 90,000 viewers, 44,000 black women, and they were able to raise $1.5 million for the Kamala Harris campaign in only a few hours. That's an average of about $30 or $40 per woman on this call. That's not going to cut the mustard. That's not going to do it. You got to remember, she going up against billionaire tycoon Donald Trump. You got to have your bag up. I understand that the possibility of the reality that we could have the first female and first black female to be elected as president of the United States can be extremely alluring to many people. A dream come true event, but let's remember, She's not an African American woman. She is an Asian American woman, which is that's beautiful, that's respectable. And she will remind all of her sorority sisters of this truth as soon as she is elected, if she's elected. They say she's mixed race, but she is not mixed with African. They'll say she's a child of immigrants from Jamaica. Okay, I get it. They said the same stuff about Barack Obama, never produced his birth certificate. I got you. Cue the national black anthem. Let's lift every voice and sing, because once again, black people are practicing groupthink once again. I think it is politically irresponsible to vote for this woman simply because she's a black woman, and she's not even a black woman. I'm not seeing where she has a history of doing anything that is significantly beneficial to the black community. And here are my thoughts about Donald Trump. Now that he has, quote unquote, taken a bullet for the country, and now he's facing a new opponent in the presidential election, this man, Donald Trump, was a great American president. They're about to log off right now. Donald Trump was a great American president. Before you start grunting and having an emotional reaction in the comment section of this video, you're free to still, let me explain why I say that. I think back to the virus in 2020, and looking back at it, I think that Donald Trump made all the correct decisions, and I think he saved the American economy. They ruthlessly criticized him for saying that the virus came from China. He was mocked for not caring about the safety and health of the American people, but he was getting everybody back to work. As they say, vision is 20/20 in hindsight, and I actually think that that man did a decent job as president of the United States the first time. I don't know what Kamala Harris is going to do. As they say, I'm going to go with the devil I know, not the one I don't. They're not going to give Donald Trump no credit for not forced vaccinating the entire United States unnecessarily. He didn't do that. Trust me when I say that the country will still be on lockdown today if Kamala Harris was president during the coronavirus epidemic. She's not prepared to make those kind of decisions. I've seen no evidence of that. Now, the mainstream media would have us to believe that since creepy Joe Biden has dropped out the election, that there's just sudden rush of energy and attention for the Vice President Kamala Harris's bid to be President of the United States. Apparently, this is false. It has been reported that she hasn't been able to bring them out at her first couple of rallies, but I'm sure that'll change soon, because I know this weekend she's going to be speaking at the SG-Row National Convention in Houston, Texas. She probably going to link up with the president of Alpha Kappa Alpha, right? I'm sure they're getting their initiative, their voting initiatives in order. She's already spoken at the Zeta Phi Beta convention. So she's making her rounds amongst the community that's going to obviously accept her, not based on her her track record, not based on her vision for the African American community. They're going to support this woman for no other reason than her being a black woman. Listen, I didn't say that she's Asian American. She's not even black. So I'm just confused. Anyways, I'm interested to know what you all think. Do you think that Kamala Harris actually has a chance to defeat Donald Trump in this upcoming election? Do you think that she's going to become the first Asian American woman to be president of the United States of America? Do you think that black men in America are actually going to show up and support Kamala Harris? Or is she going to create some kind of weird gender war about if women should be president of the United States or something like that? And finally, do you think it's politically irresponsible to vote for a woman based on identity politics? Is it irresponsible to support a candidate for no other merit other than the fact that you perceive her as a black woman? All right, so hop in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy this type of content, please do not hesitate to visit www.cancelby.com and sign up with me there for more exclusive content. And as always, listen, like, subscribe, and tune in again to another episode of Cancel BY.